Well, I think that the way it's definitely sounding is between the three of you, it kind Doctor Who kind of started as the project that they kind of put all the oddballs on, what they didn't really know what to do with anyone else, and it kind of it sounds anyway like it was kind of like an underdog rising to the thing. I don't know that
To the
expression.
top of a challenge, right?
Rising to the top of the challenge, where they kind of didn't know what to do with you guys, and it actually ended up being. I mean, nowadays Doctor Who is one of the headlining properties belonged by the
Yeah.
BBC. So you really kind of stuck it to them there by doing your job well.
Well, I've got the original announcements for the show, which was in the Radio Times, trying to explain what this was about. And by the time we got to do the Marco Polos, which was 7 episodes, I did 6 of the 7. We'd already established ourselves, and the show was a huge hit. And to prove that, the Radio Times actually gave us a cover, which was highly sought after in those days.
This is the one of
suddenly we were sorry. What?
So sorry. This is the one of Mr. Hartnell and the Marco Polo actor whose name I cannot remember.
Yes, Mark Eden.
Yes,
it was Mark Eden and Darren Nesbitt, and then our quartet. So but Mark Eden, I think, and William Hartnell on the cover with Darren Nesbitt. Not even the quartet. It was for us. This was an achievement, which meant that we had now reached a point where the public were going to be told that they were happy with the Radio Times as a more or less telling the world that we'd arrived. But the reality of it was it was quite a long journey. And that didn't end, by the way. You would have thought that we'd be whisked off to the television center and be given a lot of facilities that we still didn't have. I had to shoot stuff like sandstorms and desert scenes at Studio H Lime Grove. I mean, nothing was changed. I was still offered the same very ramshackle facilities to create this epic journey to
an entire journey across all of ancient China, shot in Lime Grove Studios. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I think we did one day of shooting the Ghana fight with Marco. There's a sword fight. And I said, there's no way I can shoot this on 4 cameras and have it happen as it goes, as it's recorded. So we did pre-record. I think we went to Ealing Studios and shot the actual sword fight. Right. And I think we also shot a sequence with a caravan with going across the desert, which we couldn't have possibly done at the studio. But we had to simulate things like sandstorms in Studio H Line Grove.
It seems to be a very visually appealing. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, myself and Josh have only been able to. I've listened to the audio. I believe you've watched the Telsnap reconstruction, but it looks a very visually interesting. I think that's one episode where we could really have benefited from actually being able to physically see how a lot of the stuff was done, because it sounds wonderful with audio. You can definitely picture it being set across the sprawling deserts, and from the pictures it seems to hold up to that.
I mean, there are photographs that now are evidence of what we did. Unfortunately, as you realize, the actual program has disappeared and it's not available for viewing. It's very sad, because the difference between the first 4, which, as you can appreciate, the way we worked, everything had become far more fluid and more elaborate. And the final sequence that we did, where they arrive in Cathay or Beijing and Peking or wherever it was supposed to be, was spectacular. The sets, I have to tell you, because the budget had increased, and I had a wonderful designer by then called Barry Newbury,